Click, click, click. Read. Megan, thank you for your email. No, I was not initially bothered when you blurted out, "What's that on your head?" at the staff meeting this morning. I masked my fear of where this type of question typically goes and instead responded by explaining, "It's akin to head wrap." But then, as if reading a script and on cue, you said, "Oh, for a simple piece of cloth, it sure is colorful." And there I was, forced by habit to disguise my dismay with a polite smile. You see, during our present world crisis, as more and more Black women come to these virtual meetings, forgetting to conceal our ethnic customs before we log on, this unveiling of our cultural norms comes center stage. When our hair isn't fixed the way we want, we usually will wrap it. Or we may wrap our hair to complement the outfit we choose to wear for the day. So when the O card is placed on the table, we recognize that it is not to indicate appreciation, but rather disapproval. It happens so much historically that as Black Americans, we have come to expect it and found ways to appear unfazed. Oh, the "I'm not like that" part of you does not see the delicacy of what I mean. Think of how degraded you feel when dating a new outgoing guy and your friends remark, "Oh, for a nice guy, he sure is loud." We all know how to recognize veiled disapproval. But this is more than colorful ethnocentric cloth not being viewed by you, and let's face it, others, as being appropriate for corporate America, even virtual. This is about concealing the true face of things. For instance, how innocent questions are presented as a facade of interest, camouflaging the true nature of offering an insulting reprimand of how some things are other than what is acceptable. Now, as you shoot me this clarification email, you were thinking that, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." Or even, "Oh, I was just joking." You might even be woke enough to think, "Oh, I hope she doesn't think I'm saying something about her hair." Whatever the old moment going through your head, let me remove the barrier that prevents understanding. I find your phrasing to be repetitive and reminiscent. "Well, it sure is colorful" is, hmm, a paraphrase, just like an old white woman in 1943 Arkansas telling my grandmother, "Oh, for Negroes, your children sure are clean,"
Mhm.
which is, or was, I guess, a compliment, albeit shrouded in the overall observation that Black people are typically dirty. So, oh, is that what you meant? Before you reply, let me just say that the cloth I wear is purposeful, and the fabric of America has never been simple. It has always been vivid with colors and masked in symbolism that beautify whites and bestialize blacks. Us melanated American women from Africa were forced to weave a linen cloth, a dark red colored cloth used to demoralize, which was staked upon antebellum dirt highways to advertise the sale of human souls. Our ancestors, our great grandparents, yeah, mine. The weavers masking their fear and horror in soulful hymns of deliverance, veiled as work songs. Us American women of dark complexion were emotionally choked by KKK cowards of angry, racist thugs masking themselves in a white colored cloth used to terrorize, as the wearer burned our homes, frightened our children, beat and murdered our men, those humble equally with those haughty, and survivors like my Uncle Ben shrouded themselves in resiliency and faith disguised as acceptance. Us American women of brown hued rainbows looked upon the crisscross stars of the Confederate flag flying from state houses, a red, white, and blue cloth used to abuse and strangely ignore the treasonous secession of Southerners who waged war upon their Northern brethren because of the color of human beings held in bondage.
Mm.
And as I view these flags in 7 states of a united America, the hurt I feel at the very core of my being is camouflaged in political protest. Oh, me, a dark brown, mahogany, chestnut, bronze, amber, and beige woman of color, I have been swaddled in cloth stained with unconscionable injustice, weaved in pain. You know what is on my head, what covers my face, what shrouds my existence, what a simple piece of cloth conceals? The weight of many colored cloth that has dyed my history and experiences in America. A cloth that stained the soul of my people with lies of our true worth and marginalized our existence. I couldn't breathe because my being was covered with cloth that bore the painful words in plain black and white letters: a man was lynched today. Cloth draping the caskets of our soldiers fighting to be American, our heroes, our freedom fighters, our civil rights leaders, our black women, our black children, and oh, our black men, brutalized by people shielded by a simple blue cloth. So now I want to unmask myself and let others take in not the repugnance of racism, but the exquisiteness of belonging to a race of people. I make no attempt to conceal that yes, I, disapprove of simply letting the history of these many colored cloths smudge, distort, or camouflage the history, legacy, contribution, progress, and success of a people under the most extraordinary of circumstances, me and mine. I wrap my head in my own cloth of pride, culture, and grace. This colorful cloth complements my reality. Oh, I make no, I wrap my head and it's okay. My head is not filled with the colors imposed upon me, but rather with colors I have chosen. A cloth that doesn't attempt to mask generational institutional racism, but rather demands that your disapproval of my right to exist and present myself as I am is not veiled in polite questions. So let's unmask the confusion. This cloth is simply the tapestry of my human, American, and Black experience. Click, send. Woo! Well, I know you didn't think I wasn't going to send that.